Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. I'm really glad you're here today because, well, we're looking at something that absolutely blew my mind. When we think about evolution, we usually picture it as this incredibly slow process, right? Like something so gradual it takes millions of years and is basically invisible to us. Well, today, we're going to completely flip that idea on its head. We're diving into a real-time Mediterranean mystery where evolution is happening right before our eyes, all driven by a pretty unexpected creature, a lizard. I mean, just listen to this headline. Live evolution. New Hulk lizards destabilize the Mediterranean. Sounds almost like the plot of a superhero movie, doesn't it? But guys, this is hard science. We tend to assume the natural world around us is just kind of fixed, or at least changing so slowly we'd never notice. But what if a single new trait could completely rewrite the rules of an entire ecosystem literally overnight? That's exactly what's happening right now with these Hulk lizards. And trust me, it's going to change how you think about biology. All right, section 1, the balance of colors. Okay, so before we actually meet our Hulk, we kind of need to understand the peaceful status quo that existed for, well, eras down in the sun-drenched, rocky Mediterranean. There, the Mediterranean wall lizard exhibits what we call morphs. Now, in the animal kingdom, and especially for these guys, having a differently colored throat isn't just about looking pretty. These colors, or morphs, are hardwired survival strategies. One color might signal that a lizard is super territorial, while another might mean they use different social tactics to attract mates. It's like this beautiful, complex puzzle where your color literally dictates how you survive. For the longest time, this lizard came in a perfectly balanced, peaceful triad of throat colors: white, yellow, and orange. And this wasn't just some random accident. It was a finely tuned evolutionary balance. Think of it like a giant game of rock, paper, scissors, where no single color strategy was overwhelmingly better than the others in every single situation. Scientists actually viewed this as a classic, textbook example of how nature maintains long-term biodiversity. Everybody just coexisted. Which brings us to section 2, the arrival of the Hulk lizard. But as we know in nature, stability is never guaranteed forever. Suddenly, a dramatic inciting incident just completely shattered this ancient peace. A newly discovered variant started rapidly spreading across the landscape. Researchers nicknamed it the Hulk lizard, and honestly, it's pretty easy to see why. Unlike the white, yellow, and orange guys, this new morph is a distinct bright green. And it didn't just get that comic book nickname for its color. These green lizards are physically larger and, crucially, they are insanely aggressive. This wasn't just a new color joining the peaceful triad. This was a massive new competitor stepping right into the ring. Moving right along into section 3, the end of coexistence. So what exactly happens when a much larger, way more aggressive player crashes a perfectly balanced system? Total violent disruption. We used to have that beautiful triad of white, yellow, and orange, but today it's a totally grim new reality. The sheer aggression of this green Hulk morph allows it to violently hog all the resources and mating opportunities. Because of this, the yellow and orange morphs, who rely on totally different, less aggressive social strategies, they just can't compete. They're being completely driven out, literally disappearing from the landscape entirely. Right now, only the white morph is barely managing to survive alongside the green. That ancient balance, completely gone. Let's look at section 4, the scientific evidence. Now, you might be wondering, is this just some isolated turf war, or is it a massive ecological shift? Well, this isn't just someone watching a few lizards in their backyard. This is based on groundbreaking research led by the renowned Lund University, and it was published in Science, which is literally one of the most prestigious scientific journals on the planet. They realized this destabilization wasn't just a weird quirk of nature. It was a profound window into how evolution actually works. To really grasp the impact of this Hulk lizard, the Lund University researchers had to go big. They didn't just study a handful of lizards in one spot. No, they analyzed a staggering 240 distinct populations across the region. 240! That massive scale proves that the disappearance of the yellow and orange morphs is a widespread, systemic takeover, not just some random fluke. And they pushed the data even further. Across those 240 populations, they studied over 10,000 individual lizards. Just let that sink in for a second. 10,000. That gives us absolutely undeniable, rigorous statistical proof of the Hulk's destructive takeover. The numbers conclusively confirm that the less competitive, colorful variants are systematically being wiped out by this aggressive new order. Finally, section 5, real-time evolution. So let's zoom out for a minute here. why does this lizard turf war actually matter to us? What's the so what? Well, here is the absolute core takeaway of this explainer. We're always taught that evolution is this slow generational march, right? But this case proves that a single new evolutionary trait, like intense aggression naturally linked to a green throat color, can completely and aggressively reshape a species in record time. It totally throws the idea of slow, invisible evolution right out the window. It proves that under the right pressures, nature can pivot with astonishing speed. I want to leave you with this final thought today. If a single Hulk trait can rewrite the rules of survival literally overnight, wiping out a balance that existed for eras, what other dramatic, invisible transformations are happening in ecosystems all around us right now? Evolution isn't just ancient history, guys. It is a live broadcast happening right at this very moment, and sometimes it moves incredibly fast. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes open, keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you next time.